Okay, so um, good day, everyone. So I hope you are okay wherever you are now. So for today, we will discuss the part two of business combination. So at this chapter, our learning objectives is to account for business combinations accomplished through share exchanges, achieve in stages, as well as achieve without transfer of consideration. Explain the measurement period in relation to business combinations. And number three, distinguish what is a part of a business combination and what is part of a separate transaction. And number four, account for the settlement of a pre-existing relationship between an acquirer and an acquiree. So let's start with share for share exchanges. So last time we discussed about business combination. We define business combination as the process of the acquirer of uh, acquisition of the acquirer of the asset, no, of the acquiree, which is done through transfer of consideration or yung consideration transfer na tinatawag natin, which is pwede siyang in form of cash and pwede ring in form of shares. And then in this chapter, discuss natin yung shares. So yung shares is measured at fair value, di ba? Ay mga illustrative examples tayo doon. So however, there may be cases where the fair value of the acquiree's equity interest may be more reliably measurable than the acquirer's. So in such cases, the acquirer computes for goodwill using the fair value of the acquirees and the equity interest instead of its own. For example, so this one, XYZ Incorporated, an unlisted company, acquires ABC Company, a publicly listed entity, through an exchange of equity instruments. So the fair value of ABC shares may be more reliably measurable than XYZ because ABC shares are quoted while XYZ are not. So, ibig sabihin ng quoted listed yung kay subsidiary or yung kay acquiree ng ABC. So, let's have this illustration. No? So, ABC Company and XYZ combined their businesses through exchange of equity uh, instruments, which resulted to ABC obtaining 100% interest in XYZ. So, ibig sabihin kapag 100%, ibig sabihin walang non-controlling interest kasi controlling na siya lahat. Both entity are publicly listed. At the acquisition date, ABC shares are quoted at 100 pesos per share. ABC Company recognized a goodwill of 300,000 on the business combination. So here are the other information. Requirements, you need to compute for the number of shares issued by ABC Company and the par value per share of the shares issued as well as the acquisition date fair value of the FIBINA or yung fair value of net identifiable assets of XYZ. So yung requirement A, compute natin magkano daw yung number of shares issued. So the consideration transferred is in the form of shares. So magkano ba yon? Magkano yung fair value na binigay natin? Um, 100 shares. Okay, 100 shares. And then, ang mangyayari doon is yung share capital before acquisition, 600,000, naging 700,000. So, mayroong 100,000 increase sa share capital. For share premium, 300,000 noong una, and then naging 1,2. So, may dagdag na 900,000. So, ang total increase sa ating share capital as well as the share premium is 1 million. So, yung fair value of the shares issued as consideration for business combination is the 1 million kung magkano yung increase. Yun yung fair value of shares. So, yung 1 million, i-divide natin sa fair value per share, which is yung kanina sa taas na 100. So, yung total ng increase, 1 million, ito, 1 million yung increase, yun yung fair value ng equity instrument, divided by 100 na per share. So, 1 million divided by 100 per share, ibig sabihin, the number of shares, yung number ng shares issued is 10,000. Ibig sabihin, 10,000 shares, multiply with the fair value of 100, 1 million, yun yung fair value na na-compute natin dito sa increase. So, baliktad siya, no? Ang pinahanap is yung number of shares. Yung last time, previous examples natin, ang pinapahanap is yung fair value. But now, hindi binigay yung fair value, but you need to compute by adding no the increase in shares in the equity instruments. So okay na tayo sa letter A. Letter B is the par value. Di ba ang par value, yun yung um, measurement ng ating share capital. Usually, pag share capital, always measured at par. Hindi naman binigay yung par. Okay, hindi binigay yung par. But we can compute that by deducting the share premium sa ating share capital. So, increase in share capital above 100,000. Ito. Okay. Divided by the number of shares, 10,000. Na kasi natin yung 10,000 eh. So, ang par value per share is 10 pesos. Okay? That's yun. Next, we'll compute the fair value of the net assets. So, consideration transferred plus NCI plus previously held, which is wala, obviously. Tapos, binigay yung goodwill, no? Binigay yung goodwill, which is 300,000. So, anong gagawin natin? You need to squeeze, no? Squeeze mo lang, 1,000,000 less 300,000, 700,000. So, ganun lang, no? Uh, most, or sometimes, yung binibigay sa problem natin ng business combination is simple lang, but we need to, ang tawag doon, make use of the information available. Kailangan natin i-squeeze or gross up, mga ganon, para ma-compute yung hinahanap no, na item. So, sometimes hindi siya mahirap. Talagang, ano lang siya, you need to fill up the missing information. Parang ganon. So, pag alam mo yung process, no, hindi ka mahihirapan when it comes to, ano yan, um, when it comes to the computation ng mga problem natin. Next is illustration number 2. Okay? Tignan natin. So ABC Company issued shares in exchange for 100% interest in XYZ Inc. Incorporated. So relevant information. Ang tinatanong ba? Natin, yung tinatanong muna. Tips ko lang, di ba? Always look first for the, sa requirements. Number of shares issued, fair value per share, goodwill, and then retained earnings. So in computation of number of shares issued, so, ganun din, i-compute natin yung increase. So, from 600,000, tapos nung kinonbine na, naging 700,000. So, we have 100,000 increase. Divided by, okay, yung kanina, fair value ang binigay. Ito naman, may binigay ba na fair value? Wala. Ang binigay is yung par, which is 10 pesos. 10 pesos ba? 10 pesos. ABCs, yung kay acquirer, ang gagamitin natin, 10 pesos. So, ang number of shares issued is 10,000. When it comes to fair value per share naman, you compare ulit yung increase sa ating share capital and then the share premium. So, ang total nun, 100,000. 100,000 ay 1,000,000 pala. 1,000,000 divided by the number of shares issued, which is 10,000. So, kanina, na-compute muna natin yung 10,000 bago yung par. Ito naman, kinumpute natin yung number of shares using the par. So, 10,000,000 divided by 10,000, the answer is 100. Yun yung acquisition date fair value per share. So XYZ's equity accounts, okay, are ignored in the computations above because an acquiree, which is a subsidiary, are eliminated in the Conso FS and replaced with the non-controlling interest. So kaya in-ignore natin, no, in-ignore natin yung mga ito. Okay. In-ignore natin yung ito, mga value ni XYZ. So mostly ang ginamit lang natin is yung kay ABC. Combined pa lang. 600,000 naging 700, 300 naging 1,2. Di ba? Hindi naman natin ginamit yung kay XYZ. Di ba? Take note, tira mo yan. Para tayo sa next requirement, goodwill. So using the formula, consideration transferred plus NCI plus previously held equity interest, total, less the fair value of net identifiable assets. So 1,600,000 less 900,000. Saan nakuha yun? Balikan natin ulit. Okay. Ito. Um, 1,600,000 minus liabilities na 900,000. Ito, asset less liabilities lang kasi yun yung PBNA na tinatawag natin. So, nakuha natin yung 700,000. So, 1 million less 700,000, meron tayong goodwill na 300,000. Letter D, retained earnings. Diba? Ang retained earnings is the income ng ating company. So because XYZ's retained earnings are eliminated in Conso FS, the combined entities retained earnings are equal to ABC company, so which is 800,000. So ito na yung ating financial statement. 4 million yung identifiable asset plus the goodwill, total asset 4,300,000. Next is liability, share capital, share premium, and rating earnings. Total is 4,300. Rating earnings, 800 pa rin kung ano yung kay acquirer lang. Pero yung kay acquiree, eliminated yon. Goodwill, sinama pa rin siya kasi part pa rin siya naman ng total asset. Asset pa rin siya. Hindi nga lang siya identifiable. So, okay na tayo dyan. Dapat mag-balance yan yung asset at saka yung liabilities and equity. Remember, the basic accounting equation. Now, let's go to the business combination achieving stages. Ito na yung una, hindi pa siya under ng control. Associate pa lang siya. And then magiging, nung nag-acquire siya ng additional, naging ano na siya, business combination. So a business combination is achieved in stages when the acquirer obtains control of an acquiree in more than one transaction. For example, entity A acquires 20% interest in entity B in year 1. Year 1. This transaction is not a business combination because entity A has not yet obtained control. Di ba? Magkakaroon lang ng control if 51% or more. Since 20% pa lang ito, anong tawag dyan? Investment in associate, which is, ang meron pa lang siya is significant influence. So in year 2, entity A acquires additional, take note, additional 40% interest in entity B, thereby bringing its interest to a total of 60%. So, 20 plus 40, 60% na siya. So, ibig sabihin, kung 60% na siya, meron na siyang control kasi lumagpas na siya dun sa 51 or naabot niya na yung threshold na 51%. Okay? So the second acquisition qualifies as a business combination because entity A has obtained control of entity B. Okay? So business combination achieving stages is also called step acquisition, 'di ba? Since 'di ba, nag-step siya from associate to control. Ano bang i-open ang ano dito? Ayan, para makita nyo po. So in accounting for a business combination achieved in stages, the acquirer remeasures the previously held equity interest in the acquiree at acquisition date fair value and recognizes the gain or loss on the remeasurement in profit or loss if the previously held equity interest was classified as FBPL, investment in associate, or in joint venture. And in other cases, OCI naman if previously held equity interest was classified as FBOCI. Okay? Which is later on, mas magigets niyan kapag in-apply na natin sa ating problem. Wait lang. Let's have this illustration. So on January 1, 20X1, ABC Company acquired 15% ownership interest in XYZ Incorporated for 100,000. ABC classified the investment as held for trading or FBPL in accordance with PFRS 9. So, ano natin, since 15% pa lang siya, wala pa siyang control. So, start tayo doon. And then, January 1, 2024, nagkaroon na ng additional 60. So, ilan yung kanina? 15 plus 60. So, yun, for 800,000. And then, binigay yung previously held equity interest na 15% from 100,000, naging 180,000 na siya. And then, net identifiable asset has a fair value of 1 million and yung NCI measured at proportionate share. So, start natin. Yung formula, consideration transfer. Magkano yung binigay? Yung kung magkano yung value ng additional 60%, which is 800,000. And then the NCI, the non-controlling interest, which is multiply, ilan yun? 60 plus 15 is 75. So, 75% yung controlling. So, yung non-controlling is 25%. Tama? Di ba? 15 yung una. Tapos additional 60, 75. So, yung 25, that would be the non-controlling interest. Multiply by the fair value of identifiable net asset, which is ito, 1 million. Plus, ito na, dito ginagamit yung previously held equity interest, 180. How did we arrive at 180? Ito, oh, di ba, ang previously held. Ano ba yung previously held dyan? Yung 15%, di ba? Yan yung previously held, which is um, hindi pa siya control. So 15% from 100,000, ang value na today is as of January 1, 2024, which is doon nagkaroon ng control 180,000. Hindi mo gagamitin December 31, 2023 kasi wala pa namang control diyan. Dito tayo nagkaroon no, sa January 1, 2024 ng additional 60%. Doon nagkaroon ng control. Yun yung fair value na kukunin mo, 180,000. So plus 180,000. So nakuha nyo na yun, no? Consideration na NCI at previously held. So the answer is, a total is 1,230,000. And then iles mo yung 1 million na, ano natin, fair value of identifiable net asset. Kung titignan mo, ay, tama pala. Yung proportionate share, even though binigay yung ay, tama pala. Okay, binigay yung 1 million, multiply mo lang sa non-controlling, which is 25%. Okay na yan. So, 1,230,000 less 1 million equals 230,000. That is the goodwill. Okay? Sana nasusundan ninyo, no? So, step by step, nung una wala pa tayo na NCI at previously held, ngayon meron ng both. So, yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na yung dating value niya, na-revalue lang, tumaas lang yung fair value. Kaya tinatawag siyang previously held equity interest. Okay, here are the journal entries. Okay, now let's go to business combination without transfer of consideration. The acquisition method also applies to business combinations in which the acquirer obtains control without transferring any consideration. The reason why the purchase method previously used for business combination has been replaced with the acquisition method to emphasize that a business combination may occur even when a purchase transaction is not involved. Ano yung mga example na nagkakaroon tayo ng business combination without transferring consideration? Letter A, the acquiree repurchases a sufficient number of its own shares from other investors so that the acquirer will be able to obtain control. For example, si ABC, meron siyang 40,000 out of 100,000. So that is 40% of XYZ. Subsequently, diba kung 40,000 over 100,000, 40%, wala pa rin control. So subsequently, si XYZ bumili. No, bumili ng 25,000 from other investors. So ang nangyari, from 100,000, naging 125. Tama ba? Naging 125,000 na yung kanyang, saan ba yan? Repurchases shares from other investors. So after the treasury share transaction, ABC's ownership interest is increased from 40% naging 53.33%. Kasi nag-repurchase siya eh. Kung nag-repurchase siya, repurchases shares, ibig sabihin treasury shares yon, you repurchase. So, ibig sabihin, nabawasan yung ano mo, yung equity mo. So, naging 75,000 na lang siya. Ibig sabihin, 40,000 divided by 75,000 is 53.33. Take to yung repurchases, hindi pag nag-repurchase ka, nag-repurchase ka, so ginamit mo yung pera mo, nabawasan yung shares mo. Nag-repurchase ka. Hindi ka naman nagbenta, kung nagbenta, pag, di ba, pag nag-issue, tataas yung shares. Pero kung nag-repurchase, mababawasan yung shares. Treasury transaction yun. Ano pa, minority veto rights that previously kept the acquirer from controlling the acquiree has been lapsed. The acquirer and acquiree agree to combine their businesses by contract alone. Hindi na kailangan mag-transfer. In a business combination achieved without transfer of consideration, the acquisition date fair value of the acquirer's interest is substituted for the consideration transferred in computing goodwill and achieved by contract alone. Okay? Even if the result is that the NCI represents 100% interest. So let's have this one illustration. Illustration number one. So ABC Company owns 36,000 out of the 90,000 outstanding shares of XYZ. ABC accounts for the investment under the equity method. XYZ subsequently reacquires 30,000 shares from other investors. So the previously held 40% have a fair value of 180,000. Identifiable have a fair value of 1 million and you elect using proportionate share. So magkano yung consideration transferred? Nalagay niya is 1 million times 60%. How did we arrive yung 60%? 36,000 divided by 90,000. 40%. No, 40%. Tapos, ano nangyari? Nagbenta siya. O nag-reacquire siya ng 30,000. So, naging divided by 60,000 na lang. So, 36,000, sorry, divided by 60,000. So, magiging 60%. So, 1 million times 60%. Yung 1 million, yun yung fair value of identifiable net asset. Eh, di ba, ang kinukumpute natin yung NCI kapag using yung fair value. So, ganun din. Ano mo din, gamitin mo din siya as consideration transfer. Yung 1 million times 40%, yun yung NCI. So, ang previously held equity interest natin, sabi niya may fair value daw ng 180. So, bakit hindi na natin nilagay yung previously held? Since, okay, okay lang. Hindi naman siya step acquisition. At hindi na naman nagkaroon ng transfer of consideration. So, total 1 million. Fair value of net identifiable asset acquired is also 1 million. So, ito din natin, sabi niya. XYZ's treasury share transaction increased to 60%, 36,000 divided by 60,000. Consequently, the NCA is 40%. The acquisition date fair value of ABC's interest in XYZ is substituted for the consideration transferred. And then, instead of attributing it an amount to the previously held. So instead of, di ba, yung previously held sana, ginamit siya as part of the consideration transferred. Because there is no consideration transferred and there is no change in the number of shares held by ABC. So hindi nagbago, di ba? Yung 15% pang pagulo lang yun. Pero kasi, di ba, hindi naman niya sinabing nag-acquire siya before. Additional information lang. And walang consideration transferred. So hindi nagbago. Di ba? Hindi nagbago um, yung shares. Hindi naman niya from 50%, hindi. Ano lang siya. Nagkaroon lang ng, ang tawag doon, nag-repurchase kasi siya, nagbago yung denominator ni acquiree, pero hindi nabago yung in-acquire na shares ni acquirer, di ba? Ang in-acquire niya pa rin is 36,000 pa rin. Hindi mo naman siya nag-step acquisition na from 10,000 shares muna, tapos nadagdagan, hindi. So, walang step acquisition dito. So, parang no bearing na yung previously held equity interest. Kasi parehas pa rin naman na 36,000. Nag-iba lang sa denominator ni acquiring. And then by contract alone. Okay. And then ito, measurement period. So if the initial accounting for a business combination is incomplete by the end of the reporting period in which the combination occurred, the acquirer can use provisional amounts. So provisional. Ibig sabihin, mag-assume ka muna ng mga amounts. And then within 12 months from the acquisition date, the acquirer retrospectively adjusts the provisional amounts for any new information obtained that provides evidence of facts and circumstances that existed at the acquisition date, which if known would have affected the measurement of amount. So If hindi mo mailagay yung ibang information, pwede kang maglagay ng provisional. And then i-adjust mo na lang siya kapag retrospectively, kapag dumating na or naka-acquire ka na ng bagong information. And any information obtained beyond, dapat within 12 months, beyond 12 months na, accounted for na siya as corrections for errors in accordance with PS8. So ito yung fact pattern. So, ano 27 minutes na, kaya pa ba? So, i-cut muna natin yung ating video lecture para hindi siya masyadong mahaba, no? So, this would be the part 1 of our discussion of this second part of business combination. So, part 1 ng part 2 ng business combination. So, see you on the next video lecture and thank you for listening.